Well, so far it's different in that we don't have 50 feet of snow and we haven't had too many sub-zero days, so we've been fortunate. We've somewhat dodged a bullet in terms of weather and training. So it's been mild so far, so we've gotten some, I think, consistent training, so that's been the biggest difference.
Other than that, I think actually it's been fairly parallel to last winter in that we've had, it seems like a highly motivated group that has built off of the success that we had in cross country and wants to carry that success forward to track. So we have a nice core group to build off of. So that's been very rewarding, and we hope that portends good things for this season. Well, we've been very successful from a cross-country standpoint, but track has been a little bit more challenging. We haven't had the same kind of statewide success program-wide, certainly, that we have in cross-country. You know, we've had a couple of athletes that have been all-state in our time. We had Billy Fayette and Zach Westphal were the first two to be all-state for us. They were both 7th place in 2011, and then we had to wait all the way for Billy Magnuson last year, and that's it, just those 3. So, you know, we've had 6 all-staters in cross-country in the last 2 years. We've had 3 all-staters in track in all the time that Coach Westphal and I have been coaching. That's a decade. So I think, you know, on the highest levels, what we're looking for this season is the opportunity to get a couple more guys all-state. And the 4x8 especially is one we're motivated for because we've qualified 5 years in a row, but we've only made it to finals once and we've never been all-state in that event. I think we have potential to do that this season, but we also know that it's, again, an incredibly talented conference with 3 of the top 10 teams in the 4x8 from last year coming back. Concord West and Lyons Township and Township North. That doesn't even count Dorking Oak Park. We know we're going to have great 4x8s as well, but we're hoping that high level of competition is going to make us good too.
Oh boy, I would say guys just getting back into the competition phase first and foremost, because right now I think we're in the grind. We talked about it at our team meeting today. Coach mentioned that. I mean, from January through March, it seems like you're training more often than not. So I'd say the competition, just to see what kind of improvements guys have made and, you know, trying to reach their goals.
I agree with Coach Westphal. As you guys know, we start out the first day of track season. We post the list and it has everybody's current personal records in the 800, the 1600, and the 3200. And that's why we're doing the training, to have the opportunity to run faster for those times than we've ever run before. And so right now, you know, we're in the grind phase, as Coach said, where, you know, it's every day you're coming to practice and you're working hard, and you're doing that in the hopes that when the competitions come, you're going to hit those PRs. And that's really what's fun, is to see a kid who's been working hard for a long time get to see all that hard work pay off. And so we're you know, doing the hard work now in hopes of getting that payoff later. So we're really looking forward to the meets getting started, and I can't wait to come in here on a Saturday morning after a Friday meet and put that sheet up and look at all the PRs that are on there and be able to have a really joyful team meeting where we can acknowledge all the guys who are starting to hit those times, and we want to do that multiple times this season. Well, we got a new goal in that we want to have more guys break 5 minutes than we've ever done before. So, I mean, that's a yearly goal. But last year we had 35, so this year we want to see if we can do 36 or more. So that's new.
Yeah, I don't know that we have any new traditions per se. The 5-minute barrier's been around for a couple of years now, for many years. You know, if you run well in track, it carries over into cross country. If you run well in cross country, it carries over into track. So we're looking forward to the track season. Guys developing speed and developing kind of that skill that can help out in cross country too.
Evidently, there's been some grassroots, organic traditions that have grown up among the athletes that the coaches have had nothing to do with. Like, evidently there was this chocolate milk mile that I hear about, where some of the Hinsdale guys and some of the Nico guys got together on a weekend. but that's a tradition that the athletes themselves have established. So as far as we're concerned, you know, we're just trying to continue to do the same things that have worked for us in the past, but it's kind of fun to see those own traditions kind of come out on their own. Well, there's a couple of guys that come to my mind right away. One of them is Emmett Grumberg. He's a new runner that joined us for the first time in cross country. I'd never heard of the kid before last year, you know, before this season. And he kind of started out with Coach Kupris and worked his way up in track season to the black group, and just really has bought into the program and has been putting in really consistent mileage and just showing a really high level of commitment. Two other guys, Joe Miscamero is another guy that I noticed that, you know, he's always up with the top group, almost every run that he can do it. And then, you know, one senior that I would mention who was just on the cusp of making the top 12 in cross country, didn't quite make it, who's had a really productive summer or winter, is Matt Tobia. Tobia's been, you know, he was here over winter break. He's been, you know, I don't think he's missed a workout. So I'm looking for big things from that this season.
And I think guys that are coming off of some injuries from either cross country or this winter, that I'm looking forward to seeing how those guys respond in the coming season. Matt McBride, you know, coming off of a foot injury, and he's worked real hard, and I think you'll see Matt have a really good season. Eugene Cusick and Andrew Irvine and a few others, I think. So we're looking forward to that. Well, I coach for the love of the sport and having an opportunity to work with kids and young men and seeing them develop more, you know, obviously as athletes, but more importantly as people. And what's great is when you see when alumni come back and they become successful young men, and knowing that you had a really probably small part in their lives in terms of, you know, as a coach, is really satisfying and gratifying. And you know, we do it not just to you know, for results and for success in that end, but to see those kids become men is probably the coolest thing that to be a part of.
Yeah, I think any coach worth their salt is probably a coach themselves, because they had a coach who was you know, a profound influence on them. So, you know, I had Mr. Newton when I was in high school, who helped mold me into a man, who helped give me confidence at a time when I had insecurities, who helped me find something that I was good at, and that made me feel good about myself. And so I wanted to be able to do the same thing for other younger runners. And so I think we keep coming back because it's just so gratifying to be able to help kids realize their potential and help kids discover some talents that they might not have known that they've had. And also I think, you know, there's something truly epic every November and every May when we have the state meeting. And I think about, you know, other people in other jobs, and if you're a banker, or you're a lawyer, or you're a doctor, I don't think that there's an equivalent to that, where, like, you know, everything just comes down to this one day in November, and like everything's on the line, and it just has this feeling of like great importance, and there's just this buzz in the air, and the potential for something amazing, and yet the potential to you know, just fall short. And it's given us, you know, the greatest thrills to be able to be on the top of that mountain a couple times in our lives. There's nothing like it, and once you've gone through that, it's just like you want to keep doing it.
All right, edit that so I look good.